Hello, today we will be making Maejakgwa and Tashi. This Korean traditional bite-sized snack can be enjoyed any time of the year and easy, simple to make it. Let's start it. First, we will make a Maejakgwa. Maejakgwa is a deep-fried flour dough soaked in the syrup and sprinkled with the pine nuts. So let's make a syrup first. It is a simple syrup, so you put 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water. No stirring, because if you stir, it will caramelize. So we'll just simply start. Heat. And for the taste, we will put maple syrup, 1 tablespoon. So don't stir anything, just put it gently on top. And 2 tablespoons of honey. And bring to boil. So when they are boiling, you just put 1 cinnamon stick there. Just break it in half and let them boil. So while syrup is boiling, we'll make a dough. So dough, 1 cup of regular flour. You can use all-purpose flour, it's fine. And half teaspoon of salt. And the most important ingredient, ginger juice. You can make ginger juice with 1 block of ginger and then put a little bit of water. You can grind it and let it sit, and then when they look like this, and you just simply squeeze all the juice out of it. So you can just simply squeeze it. There we go. So you have ginger juice, and we put 2 tablespoons. Make sure you're just using a top of the juice. And 3 tablespoons of regular water. If you want to have a different color, when you using this instead of water, you can use like steep tea and other colors as well here. And we mix. Just gently mixing it. And first you just mix with a spoon. And when they are combined really well together, you can use by your hands. So I'll use glove. Just using your top of your fist, just pushing down. And that's it, done for the dough. So when you put this one into the fridge, you can simply using your glove, cover it up. And push down. So later it's easy to roll. And put in the fridge. So after your dough was rested in the fridge for 30 minutes or so, you can take it out and we start to roll. So when you roll your board, you just put some flours. Just put in enough flours. And put your dough right there. And you put a little bit of flour on top as well. And start to roll. Try to roll as rectangular as possible. If it's become a round, it's okay. We will just cut it off everything. But so if we roll square or rectangle is less waste. So let's about 3 milliliter thickness. If it's really thick, this cookie doesn't taste that great. If it's really thin, it will be really hard to shape it. So around 2-3 milliliter would be great. There we go. So square as or rectangle as possible. And the fun part, measuring it. Little over 1 inch by 2 inch rectangle we're gonna make. So first, all of those unwanted part need to be cut. And you can keep for later. So we'll measure 1 inch by 2 inch rectangle. There you go. I'm using a ruler, but you can use any tool you want. So here, little over inch. Here. So I can make 5. So when you cut the dough, if dough stuck into your knife, you just simply put a little bit of flour into your knife and cut it. Okay, here we go. So I got 5 strips. Now 2 inch length. It doesn't have to be exact, but it will look good and the cooking time will be the same. So try to keep it as much. So perfect. So now the dough is all cut. So it will look like this. And if your dough is really, really soft, you can just put everything back to fridge for 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and then take it out, do it again. Now we make the shape. So you fold gently half and cut it 3 lines. So give a little space between the folding part and the end part and cut it 3 lines like that. So when you open it, look like this. And the middle, you put this and the part goes like that. Voila. So it will look like Maejakgwa shape. You know, the name Maejakgwa came from someone looking at this one looks like a bird sitting on the plum tree. It's your imagination. I don't know whether that description were explained, but that's what Maejakgwa name come from. So I made pre-made before, so I will grab it. Grab on the tray. I put one here. So you can see the little different colors. I'll put, if you want to make a different color, I put this same powder, little bit of either matcha powder or mugwort powder. It's very popular in Korea, mugwort powder. So they're using for the rice cake or Maejakgwa. So it looks like nice subtle green color. And I made this pink one with raspberry tea. So I steep the tea, cool it down. So instead of water, I'm using the raspberry tea. So it looks very pretty, light pink. Now, we will deep fry the dough in our preheated canola oil. I have my oil at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We will deep fry the dough a little longer than expected for crispiness, as we will soak them in our syrup later. Once they are done, we will remove from the oil, and while they are still warm, we will soak them into the syrup we made earlier. So this is final step. You just sprinkle the pine nut. I chopped it with my knife. I roasted my pine nut first. Either you put it into the oven for 5 minutes, 325 Fahrenheit, or you can just tossing on pan. But I prefer putting in the oven so that way nothing goes like burn, because pine nut is easily get burnt like one side. So put it in here, sprinkle. If you want to be generous, just you can put more. Totally up to you. And I want to put a little bit of black sesame powder. So one of the side, like that. It's totally up to you. If you don't like it, you can just skip it. If you want to put other nuts, like walnut or almond, you can chop it and you can sprinkle. So that's it. It's our maejakgwa is done. And we will make a tashi. Tashi is tea's food. So it comes with a tea. So when you drink a tea, you just eating little bite-sized snack with it, like a biscuits. And this one coming from 1600 years ago from India. So that's how the tea culture started. And here we go. Old, traditional, but very tasty dessert. So I measure first. This one is roasted cereal powder. So you can get it at the Korean grocery shop. So I have a 3 tablespoon roasted cereal powder and 1 tablespoon of honey. And you just mixing it. You don't have to cook it or anything. So you just simply kneading it with your hand or your spoon. So we start with a spoon, and when they get formed, we can use our hands. So it is easy. And then as soon as they get kneaded, it become like a little dough shape, we using the Tashi pan, which is like Tashi mold. But I don't have the traditional Tashi mold, so I use my chocolate mold. And you just simply put little plastic wrap, loosen it up, and then we press this Tashi dough into the mold. So let's put it into our mold. So you just knead it a little bit with your hand and press it onto the mold. Next, we will make some tashi with roasted cereal powder with mugwort powder. The mugwort powder will give a nice green color as well as deep taste. Next, we will make some tashi with black sesame powder. Once they are all mixed, we will carefully place them in the mold and wrap it. Then put the mold in the fridge for about 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes later, take it out from the fridge and unwrap. So we finish our maejakgwa and tashi, so let's plating. I do have this beautiful Korean traditional plate. So I already put some before, and let's adding up. And when your guests show, you can treat them with maejakgwa. It's not hard to make it, as you see. It's very simple. Just need a step-by-step processing, but other than that, it's not too bad. Oh, I just filled up everything. And a little more Tashi. So we finished Korean traditional bite-sized snack.